And we are live.
Welcome to the Undercard Supercast for August 5th. And I'm your host, founder, editor, and avid bounce pass enthusiast of Undercard Superstar, Luke Irwin. Joining me tonight, his pre-event urine test came back positive for a large amount of smug, Ben Cohn. He's as reliable as Paul George's tibia under the rim, Earl Montclair. Live from the Texas Ebola Ward, hopefully checking in with us here and there in between sickly coughs, Josh Hall. A man who used the word footy unironically today in conversation in regards to Australian rules football. Please welcome Kangaroo McDownunder to the program. Lastly, the attending counsel for Earl's butt, Taylor Engel. Dateline Las Vegas, Nevada. The most talked about fight of the year didn't take place in a ring or a cage, but on a stage with a terrified Dave Sholler. I'm not going to go into some kind of overwrought is this bad for the sport nonsense, because who gives a shit? What are your overall thoughts on it, and do you feel any differently about Jones, Cormier, or the fight itself, Benjamin?
This whole situation's, first of all, a lot of people seem to forget this is not the first time Cormier has actually put his hands on someone. He did the same thing to Cummins. Cummins was kind of held back, didn't even bother trying to push back. So it was kind of swept under the rug. But this is not the first time Cormier has put his hands on someone, which is something he's actually said, that this hasn't happened before, that's not me. So, first thing. Second, while it's definitely good in the short run, I mean, honestly, this fight's got tons of buzz now. It's all over the place. It's great for the short run. Everyone can say that. It's going to get a nice amount of extra pay-per-view buys. But let's be honest, the UFC is so lucky. Cormier has an injured MCL, right? It's torn, and he's getting surgery on the MCL, not ACL, right?
Sure.
Yep.
So
I want to say it's his LCL actually.
LCL as well, or just the LCL?
I thought it was just the LCL, but I could be misremembering.
Okay. Well, whatever it happens to be, Cormier has a blown out knee. If he falls off that stage and lands badly, fight's gone. The event won't have to be scrapped because it's so stacked, but they're not finding a short notice opponent for Jones again. Especially not maybe Rumble Johnson, but you can't change the main event twice. So I don't think this is good for the long run because, first of all, Cormier is coming off looking like a petulant child. They're both coming off looking like bickering 10-year-olds. You know, it's not good in the long run. If someone had been injured, if Sholler was injured, if one of the reporters was injured in the scuffle, I don't like it because the fact that something didn't happen this time, and if it's and if it does so well now in the pay-per-view buys, people are going to be like, this is what I need to do now. This is how I get buzz. This is how I get people to buy my fights. So let me do this. So it could easily become more commonplace. Main events getting scrapped because they're scuffling at the press conferences is a problem. So I really don't like that it happened. I think it's definitely can be very bad for the UFC and the sport in the long run. I don't think it's going to make the sport look bad per se. But I think it's bad in the fact that if people start doing it more often, we could see injuries and main events getting scrapped, people getting fined. It's just not good. So I like it. It's fun. It's awesome for the short run, but I think in the long run it could cause some problems.
Earl?
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I agree that there's no need to do a bunch of nonsensical hand-wringing over this, like the laughable, like, histrionics that some people have gone into on Twitter and on their columns about how this is just so embarrassing and everything else is just really ridiculous. I mean, is it dumb? Yeah, it's incredibly dumb. If I had to guess how many more pay-per-view buys they got the pay-per-view, though, right here, 999,000 more pay-per-view buys. I think really that, you know, it's so dumb to listen to the UFC brass and Matt Hughes condemning this. this atrocity that happened at the press conference, and then them promoting the shit out of it on every social media outlet they have. It just like, you just pick one, just reap the benefits of it and call it a day. But it was just it happens. It's happened before. It's happened at countless boxing press conferences. So, whatever. Hopefully Jones or DC buys Sholler a new pair of pre-ribbed jeans, since he obviously shit those ones into oblivion.
Josh?
I mean, the only thing that really bothers me out of all this is I don't like seeing Sholler getting kind of muscled off the stage by Jones trying to get to Cormier. If they want to scrap before the fight, I honestly couldn't care much less. That's not a big deal to me. I mean, I understand the points that Ben was making, but as a fan, I really don't care. They fight for a living. If they want to do it right there instead of when they're getting paid for it, not the smartest decision, but I'm going to watch and I'm probably going to laugh and enjoy it. But if it was Dana White there and not Dave Sholler, I'm pretty sure none of that happens, because I don't think Dana's going to just Dana's going to get strong-armed off the stage by Jones the way that Sholler did. Not that Sholler could do anything to stop it. I just don't think it would have happened then. But, I mean, it's going to sell the hell out of this fight. And if you get the chance, if you have Fight Pass, you can go back and watch it. Watch the Q&A from today. And it's leading to some of the best pre-fight banter you're ever going to see for a title fight. So I'm pretty okay with it.
I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna pretend that, this is bad, this is horrible, because in full disclosure, one of my favorite boxers of all time is Larry Holmes, and that man threw a missile dropkick off a Toyota in a press conference. So, yeah, I don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to that. I think it's cheap. I think it's corny. I just think it's Bush. But yeah, that's all it is. It's just not my cup of tea. You can build heat it's almost like a kind of a cop-out. Like, you're just admitting you can't build any sort of heat, so you have to kind of resort to that. But no, I don't think it's going to hurt anybody. Yeah, it is fortunate that nobody got hurt. I always think Jones just comes off like the world's biggest dork in most things that he does. But either way, if it gets a couple extra buys, all the best. But yeah, I just think it's kind of... I just think it was just kind of corny and lame. Not needed, and yeah, the backdrop falling, and of course Malki Kawa's got to get his wide ass in there, and it's don't give people that need any more fodder against the sport any more fodder.
In defense of Malki, at least he was trying to break it up.
Yeah, he was just helping. He was trying to help Cormier up, and people were like, "Oh, he's punching Cormier while he was down." Nah, he was actually there's video footage and.
No, I'm not saying he was. But I'm saying that his mere presence just leaves a film on things. A lot of times, you can't even help it. And the fact that he was trying to, again, his motivations, he was trying to hold back or hold, Cormier, not even his own guy. Like I said, it's just best just to have, guys like him just away from any sort of situation where they can leave their filth on it. Aussie, oi. Sorry, Nolan, you have the floor.
All right. Just coming from the sports entertainment background, that I enjoy, I don't really mind it as much. And it's something that the UFC at this juncture, they probably do need this kind of stuff in the landscape once in a while to make things interesting. And it will get more people to watch a guy that people need to be watching, in a sense that, John Jones is probably one of the greatest fighters you have as a champion right now. So you want people to have your eyes on him so he can sell on his greatness aspect, and people will tune into that and he'll get that aura. So I really don't mind it at all. I really don't, I don't understand that people that are so offended by it and, think that the UFC is best to be enjoyed with a glass of wine and some fine cheeses. I think it's at its highest point, and, yeah, it's best enjoyed by Diet Dr. Pepper and Spider-Man 2 Cheez-Its. But it is what it is, I guess. I'm all in on the John Jones heel turn, and it's fine if it drums up interest, which it has on social media and whatnot. Then yeah, sure.
It was really dumb. It was really dumb that it happened. That it wouldn't have happened just because like. It didn't need to. I thought, like Luke said, if it's Dana in between, I don't think, Cormier probably still pushes him, but I don't think Jones trucks Dana White out of the way to try and land a haymaker on DC. But, look at, who was it? David Hay and, who was it, 2 years ago?
Chisora,
yeah. Derek Chisora.
He glossed me! He glossed me!
That was a fight that nobody gave two shits about until they brawled at the post-fight conference of Chisora and Klitschko. And all of a sudden, a fight that really... David Hayes sucks. Derek Chisora sucks. No, who gives a shit? But all of a sudden, people cared about it. If this can, hopefully boost the UFC's pay-per-views a bit, maybe get the sport not back to where it was in 2011, but boosted a bit. Yeah, maybe it was a good thing, but it was really, really fucking retarded that they did it. And I think that it was just them showing that Dave Sholler has no respect from anyone, and I think it was kind of that's my main issue, is that they wouldn't have done it if Dana was there. So it was just kind of a pussy move to do it when he wasn't there.
Yeah, there is kind of a substitute teacher, throw spitballs at the board vibe to it.
They know how to spec Sholler.
Sholler. Josh, you were saying?
Yeah, one thing before we moved on is he took it in stride, but if I was Jason High right now, I'd be pretty livid because his frustration shove of a referee doesn't even come into the level of manhandling a guy off a stage to the point of where if he falls wrong, he's getting seriously hurt. And one guy's banned for life and the other one's not going to see any real penalty for it. I hate that double standard. I know why it exists, but it sucks.
Well, it's the same double standard why like in your article on Will Chope, there's a blanket double statement there for a lot of different fighters, and it's ridiculous.
I just hate a code of conduct that's not really a code of conduct. But
don't worry, Matt Hughes.
I mean, Matt Hughes is all over that.
He's on the case.
If we would have gotten it right, though, they would have pounded each other behind the barn yesterday and
Hell
he
yeah.
for it.
Throw pig testicles at each other.
Yeah, he feuded the right way.
Dateline Los Angeles, California. The biggest event of the week comes not on a canvas, but on a mat. Metamoris 4 streams live Saturday night. What fight are you looking forward to the most? Taylor.
Oh, man. Honestly, we're all aware that the main event is a squash match. That's who. Wait, I should probably just backtrack and not go full Ben Cohen and run down the entire fight card. I'm excited to watch Keenan Cornelius go. He's awesome. Vinny Maglash is awesome. That's easily the one I'm the most excited for, to see what Cornelius has got and see if he can step up.
Australian for chode.
This is.
All right, you have the floor.
This is getting over like a lead balloon. I'm curious I like seeing Chael on my TV and all, but obviously that's not going to be a competitive grappling contest. So I'd like to see Barnett versus Lister myself. I like seeing catch wrestling and see what Lister's got. He's kind of hit or miss depending on how much he had to drink that day. So it'll be okay.
There is a secret match, a secret unannounced match, and if the rumors from my hashtag sources are correct, and one of the competitors in that match is one Kenneth Florian, then that automatically has my vote. Gigantic thumbs up.
Yeah.
But that's going on a wing and a prayer on that one there. Joshua.
Yeah, I mean, the two matches that are really compelling in any way on the card you guys have already touched on. Cornelius Magalesh, from just a pure jiu-jitsu standpoint, should be great. But I'm kind of interested to see the catch wrestling versus pure jiu-jitsu, how that matches up with Barnett and Lister. But I think there's a good chance we won't even see that main event that's still being booked because the NSAC is not playing nice.
We are going to talk about that in just a second. Earl?
I mean, I'm going to have to say that I'm excited to see the man that taught Brock Lesnar to strangle Shane Carwin, Comprito Medeiros, take on Saulo Ribeiro. But like you guys said, Lister and Barnett and Cornelius and Magales, those fights are where it's at for sure.
Ben?
I'm giving. I'm not. I don't think that Chael's gonna win at all, but wrestling is a great counter to jiu-jitsu, and despite the fact that he has been submitted many times in his career, Chael has decent jiu-jitsu. At this point, he's definitely shored up those defensive holes, and especially since he's now focusing specifically on jiu-jitsu, there's a very strong chance he's able to ride it out to a decision. Will he have a chance to not get submitted from the bottom? No. If he can hold top control, he can probably survive to a decision, possibly survive to a decision. So I'm not going to count him out completely. However, Galbao is going to kill him if there are points. He would kill him on points, and most likely would easily submit him from on top. Lister Barnett could probably ride out a decision from on top too. He's much bigger than Lister. He's stronger. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, from what I understand. Also, his catch wrestling style will serve him well here. Riel Medeiros.
Ben, wait. We'll do predictions in a second.
Okay.
You run down the card like Taylor predicted you would.
If we're doing predictions,
he literally predicted exactly that.
He's a fucking prophet.
If we're doing predictions and we're doing the snake.
I am your god,
The question was favorite fight on the card, Benjamin, not all of the fights on the card.
I apologize.
Come on.
Gary
Do you expect him to listen to somebody who isn't him?
It's Kit Dale versus Gary Tonnen. I'm not Tonnen. That would definitely be my favorite match, obviously. No, it's Keenan Cornelius versus Vinny Magalesh.
Now, Josh, to bring up a good point, how the NSAC seemingly wants to shoot Chael Sonnen on sight like a Kenyan poacher. Do you think they'll actually go through with it? And do you think what they're doing to Chael is fair? Number 2, Ben.
I don't know the law, but I don't think they can go through with it. The event's in California, so they have no jurisdiction there right off the bat. Second, it's not something that's sanctioned by athletic commissions, so they really have no leg to stand on at all. I think this is just posturing against them. And I think this is them realizing that they look like shit in the whole Vitor Belfort side of the issue. While they were killing Chael Sonnen, they were basically kissing Vitor Belfort's ass. So they're trying to make themselves look tough in their stand against PEDs. I think it's bullshit. This is not a sanctioned fight by the NSAC or by the California State Athletic Commission, so they have no leg to stand on. I don't agree with it. It's stupid.
Earl?
Really, them going so over the top to make an example out of Chael is really starting to get ridiculous, especially as Ben had alluded to in the wake of the farce of the hearing they had with Vitor Belfort. It's really just comical at best, and it's really sad. I don't think they're going to do anything to prevent this from happening, but honestly, when you take a look at a couple things that have happened recently, both the new chairman of the NSAC coming in and the new commissioner of the NBA, basically the Nevada State Athletic Commission is like the anti-Adam Silver at this point. Like they had a really good chance to start up a bit of a new regime there, get everything going, get everything set straight, and not tolerate this kind of bullshit. And they've just gone through, and it's just been like the ghost of Keith Kaiser is still running the place, and it's really they really couldn't have got off on a worse foot, to be honest with you.
Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely hate all the PED garbage that is so ingrained in MMA and combat sports in general, probably. But the NSAC literally has no legal ground to stand on because, for a couple of reasons. The suspension covers what he would have been licensed for. And in the NSAC's own website, when they list the applications for licensure, requirements to become a licensed boxer or kickboxer or mixed martial arts contestant in Nevada. There is no mention of jiu-jitsu anywhere, and they have never regulated a grappling tournament. And they're threatening to sue him $500,000 because he dared defy them and compete in a different sport. It's just a joke.
Speaking of double standards, the Nevada State Athletic Commission, everybody. They're a farce of an organization. They don't stand for anything. They are completely incompetent. They're overshooting their boundaries. They have a hard-on for trying to get Sonnen by any means necessary. And believe me, I have no sympathy for Chael Sonnen for all the bullshit he's pulled. But do you know how much of an asshole you need to be to make Chael Sonnen the sympathetic figure in your legal battle? They have no jurisdiction here. They're shouting at the wind like Grandpa Simpson at a passing cloud. And it's just, apparently Metamoris has Randy Couture on standby in case Chael's not able to go. But it's not going to matter. They can yell and scream and huff and puff all they want to. It doesn't matter, and they come off looking childish and unprofessional.
Yeah,
Guy. Good day.
That was so great. I thought nothing was going to happen.
Yeah, I was hoping, but I'm
a didgeridoo.
Luke, you realize that the horse you're beating is decomposing right now, yes?
I think I'm finally. Wait. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, I had to get that last one.
It's actually a kangaroo, but he's beaten it so much it's being mistaken for a horse.
I had to work in the fact that I know what a didgeridoo is. It's more for my own self-gratification at this point. Nolan, you have the floor.
Why don't you go listen to some Men at Work and shut up? All right. It's all the points are covered. You guys got it. About the grab the fact it's in a different state. This is like them playing Mean Girls with Sonnen. Sonnen probably didn't pay his fine. I don't think they can actually really collect it by any way. And also they're probably upset. Oh, he didn't want to help us with the PED program we want to implement. So it just screams kind of Mean Girls, catty MMA drama, and I think the fight will go on a schedule, and if they dare send Sonnen a piece of paper with a fine written out on it, I think they're asking to be taken to court by Chael and whatever legal team he has. So it's just ridiculous all around, and vintage Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Taylor, you have anything to add?
It's just so dumb. Like, they have no jurisdiction. They have nothing to do. It's like them threatening to not sanction somebody because, like, the new commissioner's dad owns a GM dealership and the fighter wants to drive a Dodge Durango. Like, who gives a shit? It's completely unrelated. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you. Piss off and quit being bitches.
It's like he retired so they can't get to him, so this is their, like, petty little way of trying to still lord power over him.
Oh, it's so stupid, dude.
Now, vis-a-vis the rules of Metamoris, the outcomes can only be submission or draw. Now, since doing actual predictions would be kind of pointless for every match, we'll just shorten it down to what matches do you see ending in submission? So we'll start with Taylor.
Working my whole way down the card.
No, just which ones.
Where do you think there'll be finishes?
Ending in submission.
Where do I think there'll be finishes? Galval will finish. I don't think Lister will be able to finish. I think Cornelius Smuggler will go. Honestly, I just think Galval's going to finish. Now that I like sit down and think about it, I think the other ones are close enough that nobody's going to be able to be submitted. Honestly.
My grappling knowledge is rather limited to an extent. So, Barnett Lister probably probably not going to be a finish. I could see Galvao getting finished, and I feel like Magalhaes could finish Cornelius. Otherwise, I'm not sure.
I think Galvao gets a finish, and I don't know. I'm going to call it a hunch. I'm going to say that Saulo Ribeiro gets a finish over Medeiros. Joshua?
I can't think of a single fight that I'm expecting to see a stoppage on here except for Galvao, Sonnen, and the rest of the fights bred and shot by a draw.
Big Brown.
Always.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Galvao's going to get a ridiculously quick finish, and that's the only one we're going to see.
Benjamin?
Galvao is the only one who's going to possibly get a finish that I can think of.
All right. Dateline at Mark Hunt 1974. Apparently out of boredom, Hunt tweeted about his own termination and unemployment, followed by related Bible verses, despite having been neither from the UFC. At best, it's probably really extremely strange, and at worst, it's also pretty fucking strange and possibly disturbed. Weirder guy than Mark Hunt, currently fighting? Ben? Cone?
I don't know about weirder. No, I don't think there's anybody weirder than Mark Hunt necessarily. Crazier, maybe a couple other different words we can use, but weirder? Probably not.
Earl? Weirder than Hunt?
Weirder than Hunt? This is really fucking easy. Dennis Hallman?
Dennis Hallman's a weird dude.
The Lord is coming!
Like, sure, Mark
It's
Hunt
happening!
Mark Hunt can tweet Bible verses until the cows come home. He's never stood in the middle of a ring in a marble sack talking about fucking Armageddon coming. And I mean, honestly, the thing about Hunt is that Hunt was so like non-existent on social media, and then our own Nolan Howell got the rally for Mark Hunt going, and
Thank you for that.
And quite honestly, he's kind of been a bit of a loose cannon on social media ever since the beginning.
He called everybody dog cunt slarts, and everyone had to go to Urban Dictionary because no one had a fucking clue what he was talking about.
That was the best thing ever.
You created this monster, Nolan. This is on you.
So, I mean, really, like it's like clearly he's busy keeping himself entertained on social media, and that's good. He's keeping a connection with the fans. Now he just has to have a press conference with Roy Nelson and keep himself occupied on Roy Nelson's face, if you know what I am saying, boys.
I think I do indeed. Josh, weirder than Hunt?
Well, I'm pretty sure Mark Hunt has never tried to armbar a ghost in the cage, so I'm going to go with Paulo Filho. Whether he's still active or not, he's still fighting ghosts somewhere, so he will always be active to me.
Paulo Filho, pretty fucking weird. Yeah, I don't know. Hunt in the cage seems to be flying well and good, but something not quite stirring the Kool-Aid there with that man. Nolan, you're bound to disagree. Then again, maybe not. Weirder than Hunt?
His opponent come September might actually be a weirder dude than him. Roy's kind of a underrated, strange dude. Mark Hunt is definitely the most Mark Hunt guy I've ever seen. So he's a weird cat, but that's part of his charm, I guess. It seems like he saves all of his gems for social media. So yeah, he's a weird dude. No disagreement there, but that's why I love him, I guess.
I'm actually kind of stunned that neither of my people got taken, so I'm going to say both of them.
Shut
first
up,
up,
man.
Deserve it.
Shout out to Deep Waters Matt Riddle, first of all, for taking second place in my really fucking weird dude tournament. He's a weird dude, just so you know. And for as many fans of cuckolding as we have in the group, I'm surprised that our boy John Copenhaver never made it. He's cuckolded on probably a daily basis. That's pretty weird. He renamed himself War Machine. That's pretty weird.
Legally renamed himself.
Because 4chan was making fun of his dead father. Pretty fucking weird. War Machine is the weirdest guy in MMA.
Speaking of weird MMA actions, remember when Eric Prindle tweeted his balls? That was kind of weird. Like, he thought that was a totally normal thing to do. Like, yeah, everybody wants my injury, so here you go.
It wasn't the balls so much that bothered me, because I've received pictures of balls on more than one occasion, Ben. But it was the angle was just so grotesque and uncalled for that the picture was taken with. That's really what stuck in my mind the most. Thanks, Eric.
Also, with Josh's choice, I don't think Paul Vila should count, considering he was completely drugged. Like, he was drugged out of his mind. So I don't know if he's weird or that he.
No, he was drugged out of his mind because he's crazy. Like, he's not
recreational drugs.
What about
he's got like
Uriah Hall?
Well, does that really count though? Does being psychotic count as weird? He's like legitimately psychotic.
No, he's not anything resembling psychotic.
Well,
mental illness.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Uriah Hall always seems like on the verge of the breakdown, where he'll start his post-fight interview normal, and then it'll kind of go into a crescendo of like motivation / like I'm gonna kill you if you disagree with me.
Go watch all the stuff from the last 2 days, and John Jones is moving up on that weird list quickly.
Yeah,
like, he's changed personas like 4 different times in 2 days, and it's getting kind of creepy almost.
How the hell have we forgotten about Vitor Belfort?
Well, because he's psychotic, Ben.
You see, Ben, Jesus came down and he wiped our brains so we wouldn't offend the great Vitor.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly,
Can I get an amen?
Lastly, Dateline Nolan Howell's offshore betting account.
Jesus.
Some of the odds coming in for some announced fights later on in the year. I'm just going to do a quick fight name, and everyone blurt out the favorite. Actually, everyone blurt out the favorite and a number, and we'll see how close you get here. Weidman and Belfort, go.
Weidman.
No,
everyone blurt out a favorite and a number.
The Weidman's the favorite. I would say plus 330. Minus.
That would make him
I'm sorry. Minus 330.
Okay.
We'll just go quick down the line.
I'm gonna go with Weidman minus 250.
Josh?
Weidman minus 280.
Mullen?
Weidman minus 210.
Engel?
Weidman 205.
Ben Cohen was the closest. Weidman 400.
Holy.
I was going to say, I thought he had
400?
value at way more than what I thought he would be at. I just thought there'd be more money coming in on Vitor.
Anthony Pettis and Gil Melendez. We'll go Taylor on down.
Pettis 190.
Shut her down. Nailed it on the head.
Fuck off.
Dude,
Boost!
why do that?
All right, left to right. Anderson Silva and Nick Diaz. By the way, all lines courtesy of Bovada. Bovada, your one-stop shop for sports betting. And also Nolan Howell embezzlement.
And also not going to Las Vegas.
Silva plus 550.
God damn
it.
I never have to worry about Ben going bankrupt from gambling.
Minus 550. Minus 5.
Earl?
Fucking broke my brain, Jesus Christ. Anderson Silva minus 120.
Silva minus 250.
Silva minus 240.
This is such a fucking stupid fight. God damn it. What a fucking retarded thing. Silva 385.
Anderson Silva is a 400 favorite.
Ooh.
The line opened in the low 200s, so it's swung that much then already.
Let's go over to the ring here. September 13th, Money Mayweather and Marcos Maidana. Taylor?
Floyd 290.
Money May 700.
Did you say 700?
Yeah.
700?
Josh?
700.
Floyd minus 750.
Bro?
Floyd minus 999.
Only $9.99. Benjamin?
Floyd minus 450.
It is Floyd minus 750. Last one for today.
Yeah!
Last one for today. And
I don't get it nailed it.
Oh yeah, Josh, you did absolutely nail it.
The one fight I had no idea what the odds were on.
And this is a great fight to make some money on people. Ryan Bader and Ovince St. Preux. Ben.
Jesus.
Bader minus
3,000. Minus what?
190.
Bader minus 11 billion.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
I'm going to call it almost a pick 'em. Bader minus 120.
Bader minus 220.
A gentle breeze minus 1,500. but in all seriousness, I'll go Bader 170.
Ryan Bader is a favorite in some planet. 165.
Wow.
Oh, Taylor was right there.
So, that will do it for this episode of the Undercard Supercast. We will see you back here in 1 week, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the time zone that matters. Thank you for watching, and salute.
Or
RIP in
Sholler.
peace, Andrew